Winter is a great time to get work done on your trailer when you can't be out camping. So that's why we took our TaB400 back to the factory over in Sugarcreek, Ohio, and I'm going to tell you exactly what they did in this episode of Travels with Delaney. Welcome back, everyone. Before we get this episode started, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and also make sure you hit the little bell right beside of it so you get notified each time we post a new video. For real-time updates, you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can also check out our new website at www.travelswithdelaney.com. All right, on to this week's video. So we needed to get some warranty work done before our 1-year warranty was up, and we also wanted to do some repairs that we were going to pay for out of pocket. Now, most people would probably go to their dealership first, but the closest TaB dealer for us is over 3 hours away, and quite frankly, the factory is only 4 hours. And one of the nice things about NuCamp, unlike other manufacturers, is they will allow you to make an appointment to bring your trailer right to the factory to get work done on it. So I started by scheduling an appointment with NuCamp and worked with Austin in the repairs department. We dropped our trailer off back at the end of October, and initially they told us they would have it done by December 15th. Interestingly enough, they were able to complete all the work for us before November 15th. And that's one of the things I love about NuCamp is they underpromise and they overdeliver. So we had two main purposes for taking our trailer there. Like I said, we wanted to get some warranty work done, but we also wanted to have NuCamp do some work on our trailer. Now, originally I'd planned to do a full walk around of the trailer when we picked it up with Austin for this particular video. Unfortunately, the day we picked it up, it was so cold outside that there was no way I was going to make Austin stand outside and talk about everything. But I was able to get a short clip of him going through the checklist of everything that they did while they had our trailer. So let's go ahead and cut away to that clip so you can hear in the words of Austin exactly what was done to our trailer.
All right, so we did green core on this guy. We cut everything out, all the linoleum, the underlayment, put in the new Asdale, and then reassembled everything to get rid of the bubbles in the floor.
Okay.
The front window that had the scratch marks in it from shipping.
Right.
Installed a new front window.
Look at that. No scratches in the front window. And so the scratches that were in the front window were not from us. They were actually on the interior of the two panes from your supplier shipping it.
Correct,
right? Okay.
yes. Yes.
Just in case anybody wonders, I did not scratch the window.
Let's see. The area in the back where the bedboards had come loose.
Okay.
We refastened the hinges. That way they are no longer free floating.
Ah, nice. Okay.
The rear window clip for the blind in the back, we replaced that, put a new one in. There.
Okay.
We installed the amber porch light, which you provided on the outside.
Right.
So we got amber now, hopefully a little bit less mosquitoes.
And if somebody wants one of those and to install it themselves, they can just call Elsie and order one.
Correct.
Directly from you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Let's see. We tested the solar hookup that you got on the outside that the dealers installed.
Right.
Everybody's healthy and happy there.
Okay.
So everything looks good.
Good.
Refastened the 30 amp plug that was loose on the outside.
The one that just came mysteriously loose.
Mysteriously, yes.
Yeah.
Keyword.
Yeah.
Then we did the bearing repack, where we took the bearings out, cleaned them, repacked them with grease, and then reassembled everything, retorqued, so you're good for another 12,000 miles.
Okay. And just so everybody knows, that was not warranty work. That was something I paid to have done.
Correct.
So that's not something that would normally be covered under warranty. That's maintenance. So
correct.
You
yes.
can do it, but there is a cost.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's see. Then we added in the solar kit that you had requested.
And that's a how many watt solar panel? 190.
193, I believe.
Oh, wow.
193. Interesting round number.
Yeah, it is. Okay. And that was also not warranty work.
Right.
Okay.
Correct. That was service.
And those can be added to the 400s, obviously.
Yes, we can add solar to any unit that we make.
To any unit, okay.
Yes, throughout the board.
Okay.
It's definitely an option. We adjusted the door lock. That way it locks and closes a little bit better. And then also adjusted the door. That way the seal at the bottom makes better contact to avoid any leaks in the future.
Now that's something that several people had commented they've had issues. They could potentially just go to their dealer and they might be able to adjust that for them if they're having the issues with the door not completely locking.
Yes, correct.
Since it's just an adjustment.
Right. It would basically be on the hinge itself. There's screws there, and it either needs to go in or out, depending. And then also the striker plate, depending on how it is, would need to be moved either in or out a little bit. So yeah, that takes care of that. And then the new thing that we just started doing on the older ones was the bug fuzz that's in the shades. So we took all the shades out and added in the fuzz weather stripping.
Which you probably can't see here, but it's right back in here. Okay.
And that is the extent of the list.
All right. So that sounds good. Everything looks good. So if somebody, let's start with warranty work. If you have an issue with your trailer that you think is covered under warranty, what would be the first step for an owner?
The first step would be check with your dealer. If they've got the ability to be able to take care of that, then you go that direction. If not, then you can go ahead and get in touch with Renee or Marvin up in the warranty department directly, and that's warranty@NuCampRV.com for their email.
Okay.
And then they'd figure out what's going on, take care of all the paperwork, and then decide if it's something an area dealer could do or if it's something that would need to come back to the factory. And then if it's mod related, anything service on anything that we've ever made, and then also the older Dutchman tabs, you get in touch with myself at repairs@NuCampRV.com. And then we get a quote together, figure out what all you want to do, and talk about dates and get it done for you.
Okay. So, and there's really, well, I don't want to say there's nothing you can't do from a modification, but there's quite a few options, whether it's a solar upgrade or diamond plate buckets, things like that.
Definitely.
So, okay.
Yeah, pretty much anything under the sun.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Austin. We really appreciate all of your help in getting the warranty work done and then the upgrades. And just you guys are crazy in terms of, again, this guy told me December 15th and he emailed me like before November 15th that it was done. So he can't promise he can always deliver that quickly. But again, I think that's, says something about NuCamp, that you guys make sure that if you give a date, it's going to be done, if at all possible, by that date or sooner. So,
absolutely.
So anyway, we really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Definitely. It's been a pleasure.
All right. So there you have it, a quick overview of exactly what was done. Now, just to clarify, the items that we actually paid for included the addition of the solar panel and the repacking of the bearings, and finally the addition of the amber light outside. Everything else that Austin mentioned was actually covered under warranty. So let's just talk about some of those items a little bit more in depth, because I know some of you have questions about them. Number one was the question of the floor. Why did we need our floor replaced in our TaB400? And the short answer on that was there was a couple months at the end of 2017 that NuCamp was unable to get the Asdel subflooring due to the hurricanes that had hit the United States, and they were promised by their supplier that the green core was just as good. Unfortunately, they had real problems with it, and unfortunately, it's possible that if you got one of those floors, you have a buckling in your subfloor. So what they actually do is they actually, on that particular project, they bring them to the factory, they lift up your kitchen cabinets so that they can remove the linoleum, they remove the green core subfloor, and then they put in the Asdel subfloor that's in all the other trailers that they have produced. And then they put your linoleum back in, put your cabinets back in, and you have a new floor that you don't have to worry about with buckling. So that was really the big one that we wanted to get done. We had noticed that buckling way back in June when we were out west, but I wasn't worried because I'd read on the forum that NuCamp was taking care of everyone who had one of these floors that was subpar. The second thing that we had noticed back in July when we were at NuCamp was our front window was actually scratched on the inside of the panes. It was something they believed that occurred when the windows were actually shipped to NuCamp and probably should have never been installed in the first place. But unfortunately, there was a few of us that did get some of those scratched front windows, and NuCamp was more than happy to replace that front window at no charge. Now, originally when I showed it to Austin back at UCamp in July, I made the comment that it's really not that big of a deal. And his response to me was, yes, it is a big deal. You paid good money for this trailer and we're going to fix it for you. And again, that's what I really like about their attitude at NuCamp. Again, it wasn't a massive scratch. It was fairly small, but it was right in the center and you could see it when you were looking out. But honestly, it was one of those things that I was prepared to live with. So that was also covered under warranty. And then there was just some minor things. For instance, Some of the TaB400 doors, if they're not aligned just perfectly, when you close them and lock them, you can actually pull them partially open. And Austin actually told me in some cases you could pull them all the way open. So that's something that your dealer could actually adjust in most cases. But Austin and his team went ahead and checked our door out while they had it there and made that adjustment for us. And now our door locks perfect. Now, in terms of the things that we decided that we wanted to upgrade on our dime, I'll start with the cheapest, which was the amber light. Now, our particular 400 came with the white LED light right outside the door. And the problem with it was so bright and it really attracted the bugs. At some point in production, NuCamp decided to go to those amber bulbs, still in LED, but they don't seem to attract the bugs quite as bad and they're not quite as bright. So the normal cost on that is around $85 to have that done, and we decided it was well worth it. But if you prefer not to have NuCamp installed it, you can actually call Elsie over in the parts department, and she can ship you one of those out, and you'll just pay for the cost of the actual light fixture, and then you would install it yourself if you want to do it that way. The second thing that I had Austin do was to repack our bearings, and I believe that was around $230 to have that done. Now, we had put over 13,000 miles on our trailer already this year, and we're not even 1 year into it. And this is a trailer that we're planning on keeping for a long time, and I want to take care of it. We know we're going to put at least that many miles on next year, and so I wanted to be ready to go when spring rolled around. So even though the TaB400 has the easy lube on them where you can lube them on a regular basis, Austin actually recommends per Dexter axle that the bearings be repacked after about 10 to 12,000 miles. So we went ahead and did that, and so we just let the crew take care of that. They repacked, cleaned them all up, and we're ready to roll. And then finally, the really big project that we decided to undertake, or let Austin and his team undertake, was to add a solar panel to our TaB400. Now, this was a $1,600 project, and what it actually included was the 193 watt sun flare solar panel. This is a new solar panel that they're putting on the TaB400s. In prior productions, they were doing two 100 watt panels, but this new panel I'm really excited about. Number one, you see absolutely no wires showing. It's on there. It's just one panel. Number two, this panel, according to the manufacturer's website, says it will actually capture energy from sun up to sundown. It's much more efficient even when the sun's not straight overhead. And so I'm excited to see how that ends up working out for us. It also included, in addition to the panel, obviously the solar controller that you have to have. And then finally, we actually opted to have a Victron panel put in where I can see it, and it allows me to monitor everything. So I know exactly how much is coming in, how much is going out, what's my battery currently at, and that was an additional fee. Now, what I was told was I wouldn't have needed that if I have a smartphone, which I do, because these solar panels can actually be controlled from your smartphone, but I really wanted that data port where I could just easily get to it, see it, and where they mounted it was right down here at the foot of the bed where my inverter switch and my inverter plug is, and so everything's done really nice. And I'm really happy with the products that they installed. My research shows that this sun flare solar panel is a high quality panel that is supposed to be very efficient, and then obviously the Victron controllers get really good reviews as well. So that is a little bit more in depth on what they did to our trailer, what was considered warranty work, and what was considered repairs or upgrades on our end. Now, you can always start, if you want to see if you need warranty work or if you just want to do repairs, start with your dealership, because depending on where you live, that's probably going to be a lot closer. But the nice thing about NuCamp is if your dealer is unable to make those repairs, it's always nice to know that NuCamp welcomes back any TaB, TAG, or Cirrus to their factory. And when I say any, I mean even if you own a TaB that was produced by Dutchman or Thor and you need repairs, they are more than happy to give you a quote on fixing it, and they will welcome your TaB back at NuCamp even though they didn't produce it, and they'll get you back on the road. All right. So that's kind of my spiel for getting repairs and warranty work done at the factory. I'm going to go ahead and link a couple of email addresses in case you want to contact them directly for repairs or warranty work. Or if you're coming to NuCamp, you can always schedule modifications and repair work ahead of time. And the staff there is more than happy to help. They're just like a big family. They're happy to see you when you come. And it's really nice to know that you're in good hands when you're there. All right, everybody. Until next time, we'll see ya on down the road.